make sure you follow us on Facebook, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, hit the bell to activate notifications that will remind you when we're on. Please be sure to leave us a comment to let us know how we're doing. We'd love to hear from you.
Greetings once again to Fathers Forever Chat and Chew podcast. Thanks for joining us. And today we have another exciting guest as we talk about Fathers Forever impact in the community and why we do what we do and how we do it. Some housekeeping things. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button, share us, tell your audience, tell your friends that we're on, and share our story with them. You go to your YouTube page, hit that little bell, and it'll let you know when we're on the air. And for always join our YouTubes and get the information that on our YouTube page. And so today we're going to get started as we talk to Mr. Thomas Llewelyn. I know I probably butchered your name. So welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Thomas Llewelyn, right?
Yes.
Llewelyn, okay. So we're going to be talking about your story, Thomas, and how you came to Fathers Forever.
Yeah.
And what did you experience while you was here? Our audience is, we're trying to, my dad says it takes a poor dog who can't wag his own tail. So the work that we're doing in the community, nobody can tell our story like we tell it. And so one of the reasons why we're doing this series is to let our community know what we're doing and how we're doing it, and some of the impact of guys that's coming to our program that they're having. And you was one of the ones that we chose. For our audience, again, we have two components of our program. One is our fatherhood component, which is our 12-week fatherhood class. And the other one is our reentry program, our transition houses. And Mr. Thomas Llewelyn was part of the transition house. You don't have kids, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so he's part of the transition house. And tell us a little bit about you before we get into that.
So I was incarcerated, DAC, for 2.5 years. And during the course of that time, lost my mother. Pretty much my family kind of rebelled on me. So when I was released, I really didn't have anywhere to go. I made a decision to come to Raleigh and try to start out on a fresh slate. And luckily, I was able to get into the Fathers Forever program, which gave me the ability to, get a jump start, on getting my life back together. For the most part, coming out of DAC, there's a lot of obstacles you got to overcome. That the normal person, they're going back to their old situation, people, places, and things typically, in my understanding, don't typically succeed in that situation. Mm-hmm. Without the Fathers Forever program, there was no way that I was going to be able to come anywhere new and get established at all without some type of help. That was one of the main things what the program was, able to do for me is, let me get my foot down in Raleigh, and from there, give me enough time to do things like, get my license back, secure a good, job, and then, further along in the program, secure permanent housing in Raleigh, mm-hmm, right. Which is a huge thing, especially for any felons. Right. That's a hard thing to deal with. So
how was, without getting into a lot of details, how was the 2.5 years incarcerated?
It was horrible. It was life-changing for the most part. Prior to me being incarcerated, I like to think that I was a successful member of society, a productive member of society. But once again, I did things that landed me in prison. Mm-hmm. So that's debatable. So, mm-hmm. But incarceration is definitely, it's an experience that I don't wish on my worst enemy, right. Because it separates you from everything that you have, it burns bridges. there's judgment passed on you because of the situation, whether you're guilty or not guilty.
Right.
So it's a hard thing to deal with.
So coming back from that 2.5 years, what was your biggest fear? I think you mentioned some of it. Coming back from now back into society, what were you struggling with the day you was released?
Fear of success. Being able to actually get out and get reacquainted back to society as a productive member of society. That was probably one of my biggest things. Was I was just so fearful that I was going to fail, and I once again not having an actual home plan coming out was something that was extremely terrifying.
And sometimes, back to our audience, a home plan means some people have a home to go back to. They have a committee, a community, and some people don't. And a lot of times that's not a bad thing, because sometimes you don't want to go back to that environment.
That's a fact.
And you want to get a fresh start.
Yes. And
Fathers Forever provided for you that fresh start. Tell us the first day you came. What was that like?
Well, I was nervous for sure because, of course, I'd never been in any type of program like this. And, I didn't know what to expect. I'd heard stories, but once again, they were just tall tales of stuff. And so I didn't know what to expect. I thought that a transitional program was going to be something where, of course, y'all did everything for us, which now I'm so glad that wasn't the case.
Right.
Because I know I potentially could see what that would lead to if there was, someone just completely doing everything for you.
Right.
It would give you no drive,
no incentive,
no incentive at all to do anything for yourself.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, at first, readjusting, I'm like, what's going on here? I thought y'all were going to do everything for me,
Right.
And then later on, I'm like, gosh, I'm really glad they didn't do everything for me.
People have this all kind of myths about things, inner things. But transition houses, people have different concepts of what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like, what it does. And some of them are realistic, some of them are unrealistic. As a retired social worker, one of my lessons I learned early on in my career is I'm not going to work harder than you are.
Yes.
I used to get out and find people housing and get them jobs and do all this stuff for them. And then 6 weeks later, they done lost it all. They done went back to the hospital for not taking the medication. And then they get out and I got to start all over again. And I came to the conclusion, I'm not going to work harder than you are.
Yeah.
And one of the myths that's coming to Fathers Forever is we're going to help you. We're going to do this for you. No, that's not at all.
Yeah.
We're going to point you in that direction.
Yes.
We're going to link you to services that's going to help you, but we're not going to do it. You got to do it. We're going to support you in everything that we can. And you, like so many others, hit the ground running. There are so many others who don't ever hit the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just, either they have that mentality, whether we supposed to do everything for them, or we just another notch in their belt. It's just another organization that's going to help them on their journey of going back and forth to prison.
Yeah,
That's
so sad.
That's sad,
It really
but it's
is.
their choice.
It is.
And if you want to live life that way, by all means, good luck with that.
Yeah.
So when you sat down that day and did that interview with us, and what was it like for the first month you was there?
So it was difficult, of course, riding the bus, getting out on foot, because of course at the time I didn't have a license, just trying to, fend for myself and, get reacquainted to not only society, but to a new area as well.
Right.
That was, a transition all of its own, but, it was, it was good. It was still enough structure with the program coming from incarceration where, we needed to be in bed at a certain time. We needed to be out of the house at a certain time. We couldn't be back to the house before a certain time. So that gave you more incentive to be out instead of just wandering around trying to find something productive, fulfill your time.
Right.
Which once again, I'm glad that it's set up like that. So, because during the day, I'm like, I don't want to be out here running these streets. You know, I want to be doing something productive.
Right.
And so, which gave me the incentive to get a good job.
Right. So the structure is, there are certain times that we want you to be out of the house. Your job is not to lay in the bed and watch TV all day.
Yeah, exactly.
So we require you to get out and do something.
Yeah.
Now, if you get sick and have to come into the house, then we'll allow you to come back. If you work third shift and want to work, we'll allow you to do that. But by and large, our goal is not for you to hang out at the house from 9 to 5. So you're going to be out in the community trying to find a job, doing classes at the office. Yeah. And if you do have to get back for whatever reason, we'll allow you to come back. But for the most part, we don't. Can you imagine if you didn't have that in place, how many guys would be laying in the bed at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, they be just hanging out? That's not what you're here for. Yeah. Your job is to find a job.
Yes.
And so you kind of hit the ground running. How soon was you here when you got your first job? Okay,
so once again, my situation was a little unique. I do have college education and I have a business background. So I was able to, I think it was probably about 3 weeks at most, 2 or 3 weeks. And I was able to secure a job. Luckily, I had some buddies that were up here that were, actually in the moving industry. And they were like, Dax, come, do this with us. And so I was able to, secure that job with them. And it had been very lucrative, up until now, still very lucrative for us. It's a very good situation that I'm in. But yeah, as soon as the opportunity arose for me to be able to go and get work, I just never, that's what I predominantly focus was.
Right. So what time did you get transportation? Because I know riding the bus could be a challenge. Bus could be a challenge.
Yeah. So once again, transportation, I hadn't had a license since 2015. And, I had gotten a DUI back then and just never handled it and drove without a license for years. And part of me, turning my life around would have been, trying to secure a legitimate license. Mm-hmm. And so, I had to go through classes and do everything. Well, once again, with the program giving me the ability to not have to worry about
food, light bill, water bill, gas bill, everything.
Yeah, right. I was able to take what I was making with work and apply that towards getting my license and paying any of the fees and fines that were owed.
Right.
Which was a great thing. So, I rode the bus to my DUI classes and I, completed all of those. And, after I did that, I was able to save up enough money to buy me a car.
Yeah, what happened? You had one car. What happened to that car? You got in an accident?
Yeah, so I was on my way home from work about a month ago, and a lady rear-ended me, and she totaled the car out. And so by the grace of God, I once again had continued to save my money. And with what the insurance company paid me out for the total loss of my car, I was able to get the car pretty much of my dreams.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was able to get me a BMW.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a nice one too.
Yeah.
That was your dream car, BMW?
Yeah. Yes. So I've always wanted this specific car, and I was able to acquire it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
It was awesome.
So this is, one of the things that we want to bring to the table, our audience again, is provide that safe environment, provide that structure, provide a landing, if you will, so people can take their money, find a job as soon as they possibly can. And sometimes people a little bit more time than others. and put that money, a lot of guys, they get out, they buying designer shoes and tennis shoes and, but that money needs to be put in a bank.
Advocated for
because
something.
90 days, 120 days,
It's not a lot of
time.
No, it's not.
Now, it's better than you getting discharged to the streets.
Yeah.
But that 90 days, 120 days is not a lot of time. And what you did, and so many others have done it as well, is taking that responsibility and say, hey, while I don't have to pay rent, the light bill, the phone bill, the gas bill, you really don't have to buy food.
Yeah.
I mean, we cook enough. You might get tired of eating chicken, but we cook. You might get tired of eating beef, but it's there.
Yeah.
And you could put that money aside and now, get you, go back to school if you need, a trade or something, or get you transportation. As you did, transportation licenses, it's a major thing.
It really is.
It's a game changer.
It is.
And so if you could take the opportunity to get your license back, which is what you did, that's one of the main things you accomplished.
Yeah.
Is to pay off those fines and the responsibility that you had to take care of, and you did that, and you got your license.
Yeah.
You are a typical example of what we want to accomplish. So many others, Jamie and so many others, that we want our funders and those supporters to see the kind of work that we are doing in the community and the impact. It's changed your life
Yes.
because of the support that you have. What would you say to a funder if you had to sit down and say, what would you say to them?
So this program is an excellent program. With the people that come through this program that actually want to succeed, all the tools Fathers Forever gives them the ability to succeed. There's no doubt in my mind if I can do it, anyone can do it. Through the Fathers Forever program, it's a wonderful thing. It's a blessing from God that this program's available. I would definitely, say that this experience with Fathers Forever has been probably the best experience that I've ever had in my life, as far as being able to start fresh and, make it and actually be able to get on my feet and get going again.
So you came from a very, member of society, doing very, very well. Had a business, working in a business, had some skills, and, driver's license, doing really well, to going to prison and then coming out and having to start all over again.
Yeah.
That was one of the, like you said, the scariest thing to do it. And really have that support that now help you succeed and get back to, and, 4 or 5 years now, you look back on this and say, wow, this was a stepping stone that I needed to go further.
Yeah.
And we thank you. You haven't, from the day you came until, I think you found a place.
Yeah.
You weren't quite here 120 days.
Yeah, I was here just a shy of 120
days. Yeah.
I did the 90 days. And once I was coming up on the 90 days, I was, intensely looking for permanent residence in Raleigh and was able to get it. And so now I have my own place and everything.
Yeah, which is, you done everything you're supposed to do. I'm watching you on the phone, pacing back and forth, talking to people about getting your place.
Yeah.
Doing the work.
Yeah.
That needed to, but that wasn't easy.
No.
And you ran into some obstacles to a lot of things. I got turned away for some things.
Yes.
But
yes.
I'm watching you, talk, pacing back and forth, getting upset at the same time. We trying to have to calm you down. Like,
yes.
Don't. It's okay. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
They said no. Yeah, they did say no, and they have a right to say no.
Yeah.
But there's somebody out there that will say yes.
Yes.
And you didn't stop.
Yes.
I'm very proud of you, man.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
And this is what it's all about. This is what fathers ever do, and we do it well. We help men get back on their feet.
Yes, sir.
And after we all make bad choices, we all make some mistakes. But after those mistakes is made, there's life after those mistakes. And we are so glad to be a part of those life after the mistakes and after the bad choices.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being with us. And audience, until we meet again, Fathers Forever is all about healing fathers, saving families.
Take part in the Dads at a Distance initiative by giving a copy of I Am a Father Forever to a friend or family member, or host a reverse book signing at your business, church, or organization. You can also contribute by joining the Fathers Forever monthly donor membership program. By becoming a monthly donor, you're directly contributing to the success of Fathers Forever programs and the men we serve. Choose the level of support that's right for you and enjoy exclusive perks designed to connect you to our mission and impact. For more information about this or any other method of support, please visit our website at www.afatherforever.com/donate.